What's going on YouTube? In this video, we got one of the nastiest run plays I've came across in Madden 22 so far. The play we're talking about is the pistol tight slot HB zone. You can find this in the Washington football team, the Miami Dolphins, and the pistol formation. Those are the three. I use a custom. If I'm playing head-to-head or if I'm playing in a franchise, I'm using a custom. If I'm playing MUT, it's most likely Baltimore or Seahawks, one of the two. But I mean, don't be afraid to make a custom playbook. Add all your money plays, add your best run plays, whatever it is, make a custom. That is the best way to go. You got more options. Some people are against it. It is what it is. But I highly recommend just making a custom playbook, have all your plays. We have a scheme out of this formation, but if I make the scheme including this run, it'll just be a really long video. So this video, I'm going to be focusing just on the run play, and then the next video after this will be focused on the scheme. You can already tell the PA post shot right next to the run play is going to be a very involved play with this scheme. But like I said, let's focus on this run. We're going to jump into the practice field. I'm going to show you how to set it up, and then we're going to jump into some head-to-head games and show you how good it really does work against real users. Couple things substitution wise, the tight end right here, if you have a decent right tackle or left tackle backup, sub them in, put them there. And then on this inside guy, the inside receiver, if you have a big physical receiver, keep them in. I could keep AJ Brown in, but I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put a tight end. I want a tight end there. I want to have that extra good blocking. And then the outside receiver, it could be a physical guy as well, or your burner. It's gonna help when it comes to those deep post routes with the scheme, but it's up to you. For the run play, keep a physical guy if you need to. I'm just gonna keep Julio Jones because he's just their best receiver overall. And then I got to sub in Derrick Henry because they do not have him in. And we're gonna jump into the practice field and show you how we set this up. All right, so the defense is in a random defense. Don't know what they're going to come out in. We're just in practice so I can show you what to do, how to set it up, and why we do certain things. So this play is a default play. You can run it either way. You can run it to the right default, to the left default. Still a good run play. But if you want to run it to its best, what I like to do is flip it to the receiver side where there's two receivers and then motion over this tight end / right tackle. I don't care if they know this is a right tackle. I don't care if they know I'm running to the left. Even if they slide their guys over, you can still run this play to the left side. It's just about reading the blocks and understanding when to cut and go upfield or cut it outside. From here, what you're gonna do, what I like to do is mark the outside cornerback, whoever's the furthest to the left, because what it's gonna do sometimes is it doesn't work every single time. It's Madden, it's buggy, it happens. But if my wide receiver on the outside picks up that outside cornerback and he does a really good job of setting that edge for me and I cut it out, those are the times it turns into big runs, your 80-yard touchdowns. You can still cut up in the middle of the field for an 80-yard touchdown, but normally that's when that happens, when they get that edge set and it's over. Because it is an inside run, so the defense is going to react like an inside run, and if you can just get outside of everybody, then it's game over for them. And then what I like to do, if there's a defensive tackle right here, for the most part, he's going to be right here, and he has inside stuff, double team him. What double teaming does with somebody with the ability inside stuff, it cancels him from getting that first step rip where he just goes straight through your left guard or whoever it is that he's in front of. Double teaming them, it negates that. It's not necessarily going to lock him up. I mean, he can still break off the block and get a regular, swim move over and get to the running back, but it won't be that real quick rip through, and that's what we want to prevent. Since there's nobody with that, I'm just going to go ahead and double team Myles Garrett. He doesn't have inside stuff, so it's not really going to do anything good or bad. It's just a mental thing for me. But if there is an inside stuff, make sure you double team that guy, and then just read your blocks, follow. For the most part, you're going to be following that tight end / right tackle. He's going to kind of lead you to the open hole, but be careful when you do that because sometimes he will pass up the first guy that he's supposed to block. Part of Madden, it happens, so just keep that in mind. But if you see that cornerback, you see this cornerback get blocked really well, cut it to the outside. One thing I forgot to mention, this outside guy right here, most likely the defensive end, that's the guy you're going to be reading. If he gets pushed to the outside, you're going to cut it up to his inside. If he gets pushed to the inside, you're going to cut it up to his outside. That's mainly the guy you read with this specific run. So just keep that in mind. Pay attention to him, where he gets pushed. If he breaks free, just try to go, like I said, if he breaks free to the outside, go to the inside. If he breaks free to the inside, go to the outside. But primarily, there's going to be a defensive end that you're going to want to pay attention to, and you're going to go based off him, and he's going to kind of let you know which hole you're supposed to be hitting. Let's run it a couple more times, and then we'll jump into a head-to-head game and show you this against real users and how effective it can be. But like I said, just read your blocks right there. That's perfect blocking right there. If I would have had it just a little bit more longer, or a faster running back, or just Derrick Henry out there stiff arming him, that could have easily got turned into a touchdown. We're just gonna leave it right there for the practice. I'm not gonna run against this. I mean, I could easily run all over this defense. But now we're gonna jump into a head-to-head game. I'm actually not gonna cut the video. I'm gonna do a raw, jumping straight into a head-to-head, so somebody's not saying, oh, you probably played like 10 games and you're just picking your best clip. I'm gonna go with the first person I go against. I'm just gonna run this run play against them multiple times, and you're gonna see that it's gonna be successful 8 out of 10 times. I'm gonna get positive yards. I always say it's a 3 to 6 yard game every time. There will be times they shoot the perfect gap and they get you behind the line. It's part of Madden. It can happen, but 8 out of 10 times you're gonna get 3 to 6 yards, and then there's a good amount of times where you're gonna turn it into a long touchdown. We're gonna go ahead and use the Titans because I want the full effect with Derrick Henry. I love running the ball with Derrick Henry. He's so hard to stop, just him by himself. But one thing I will say, because I don't want people saying, you know, you're only getting these good results because it's Derrick Henry. Pay attention to every time he makes first contact. When that happens, he's already either 3 to 6 yards up the field. So just keep that in mind. That's why I keep saying it's a 3 to 6 yard game, but you can turn it into a big touchdown. And I highly recommend, if you want to do this run and you want to do this scheme, use the Titans or use a running back that can break ankles off of a juke. Because this play, there's a lot of chances where it's just one-on-one, and if you get past that one guy, it turns into a touchdown. We're on defense first. We're gonna skip ahead in the video and jump to offense, and so we can get straight to the run play. This isn't a defensive video at all. I'm probably just gonna let them score because I don't want them to quit. So let's go ahead and jump ahead to the video. Unfortunately, I shut him down at the 11. There he goes, he quit. But I'm not gonna cut the video because I don't want you thinking that I just jumped to another team and try. You can see the same gamer tag. He ended up quitting. I shut him at the 11. I really was not trying to the first 2 plays. Ran commit. He got shut down because he actually did a run play. So let's jump into game 2. Unfortunate. Let's go to the Titans again. But that's what you got to deal with sometimes making these videos. I was using the defense I've been using that includes doing the quarterback contain right here, where you pick contain, quarterback, scramble, and having my quarterback contains out there, and he was trying to run with Lamar and he got ate up. When I ran a bit on the first 2 plays, and I was like, you know what, let me just try to stop him, and I ended up stopping him. That's unfortunate. Then he quit, so he went for it on 4th down. But game 2, hopefully with the ball first. I should have picked receive, but I think I have it set to kick. I'm not trying to make this video too long for y'all. There we go. We got the ball, so we should be able to just get it going with the run play and show it. And this is a decent defense. You know, you got some heavy hitters, really good pursuit guys. So we should get a good look at this. Come on, let's get this over with. Let's go ahead and call fair catch. I don't want to cut the video because, like I said, I don't want people saying, "Oh, you're just picking your best clips." Because I know people say that. I know. They try to act like, oh, it only works a few times, but nah, that's not the case for this run play at all. Like I said, eventually when they figure out that I'm just running and running and running, they will be able to stop it. But that's the point. It's just to show you that even when they try to stop it, it gets good results. Like this is a really good setup to stop the run. I mean, it looks like a decent setup, but because we can read inside or outside with the play and just be patient and read the blocks. And once again, if he would have held that block, it would have been a one-on-one with me and the safety, and I would have probably did the stiff arm little cut in, and it would have just turned into a touchdown. Let's see what he got going on. Please don't quit. We just trying to get a video done here. Please don't quit. See what he does. But even there with that defense, I mean, he had it heavy on the left side and the right side. He brought people down. Still got 4 yards. We're going to keep running it too. I'm not going to stop running it. Going to run it the same way to the left motion over. the point of it, the point of this part of the video is just to show you when they try to stop it, it still does work. So imagine if they weren't trying to stop it and you start mixing it in with the scheme passing the ball. And we're gonna have that scheme ready for y'all in a couple of days. I'm already working on it. Most of it's already done. Just gotta go through the editing process and all that stuff. But here we go. Like, once again, he's brought down people down. Definitely trying to stop the run. If we get the good blocks we need, I should have cut that out. That could have easily been a touchdown. But you can see he's bringing people down. He's definitely trying to shut it down. It looks like he's playing man coverage, and against man coverage, it actually works really well, because there'll be times where Julio Jones and basically all the receivers, they will run, and the cornerbacks will just follow them, and it's just, you get really good results. But I don't know, he might run commit right here. Let's see. Just a couple of cuts. You got to make the read, but every single time we're getting 4 yards, 6 yards, 10 yards. I mean, and then eventually it will turn into that touchdown. If that user plays it wrong, if he plays it wrong, we'll get that touchdown. Let me go ahead and mark this. Might have a good look right here. I don't know what he's doing. There it is. That stiff arm glitch right there. You see how I cut in when I stiff arm? That's that. It's kind of glitchy, but when you stiff arm and cut in, even if it's a user or the PC, for some reason, or the computer, I mean say PC, but computer, for some reason it glitches where you just run past them. It doesn't have to be Derrick Henry. Everybody can do it. The tight end, wide receiver, running back. If you do a stiff arm and you cut in, you'll get that glitchy just run right past them. Really good move to add. And even on top of that, if you don't get the glitch, you'll get a chance to get a stiff arm, especially with somebody like Derrick Henry, your money. But we're gonna skip ahead again, skip the defense, and jump back on the offense. I'm probably gonna let them score because I don't want them to quit. So let's go ahead and skip the video. All right, we're back on offense. I kind of let them score. I didn't want them to quit. Trying to get some more footage for this run. Not saying I just shut everybody down, because I don't. He could have probably easily just scored on me regardless. But let's get back to the run. Same thing. Flip it to the left, motion him over. We're gonna mark the outside guy. Follow the blocks. That's just Derrick Henry being Derrick Henry. That's just Derrick Henry being Derrick Henry. We're gonna keep running it. We're gonna keep running it. Eventually, he'll start motioning over, sending guys to the left, and that's when we start mixing things up. But until then, we're gonna keep it going. We're gonna keep it going. This is a stiff arm right here. You see what I'm talking about? That's the stiff arm glitch. That's what I'm talking about. It's deadly. You seen it happen twice, and I scored twice doing it. I'm gonna go ahead and send him a friendly quit. I don't think he's gonna accept it, but even if he doesn't, I'm just gonna go ahead and concede. But that stiff arm glitch is tough. That was against a computer right there. It works against both the computer and the user. I don't know what makes it happen, but it does, and you end up getting an easy cut. And I don't know what the computer, he just dove at my legs. But definitely include that in your run game. I highly recommend that move. All you're doing is just holding A and you're cutting it in. You don't have to let go of turbo or nothing like that. It's an easy move. Let's send him a friendly quit, see if he accepts it. If not, we're just gonna quit out. But you got to see, I mean, it was raw. I mean, we didn't edit the video at all. He accepted it good. I wasn't trying to continue to play him, and I wasn't really trying to just quit. But you seen it against, you know, a real user right after practice. I didn't cut the video. I didn't want people saying, you know, you're just using your best clips. You can see that it really does work. Now, mind you, there is people out there, like the people in my league that I'm in, that they know how to shoot gaps. They know eventually they'll find out which gap to shoot, and they'll learn how to shoot it. Those are going to be the guys that are going to be, it's going to be a little bit tougher to get those long touchdowns on. But you start mixing and matching that scheme, which I promise is coming out in a few days, maybe 2 days, maybe tomorrow. Honestly, it's already almost done, but things we got to still tweak here and there. But with the scheme and having that run, because you have to account for that run play, you'll start throwing people off, and it's a really good scheme. That's gonna be it for this video. I hope y'all enjoy it. I promise you, once I add the scheme, even the run play alone, but when I add the scheme to it, you're gonna want to add this to your custom, or you might even want to switch to Miami. This is just the beginning for the Miami playbook. There is a lot of money plays in that playbook, but definitely give this a try, the run play alone, and then we'll jump into the scheme, like I said, and maybe in a couple days. But with all that being said, go ahead, like, comment, subscribe. Let's get it.